Welcome back to Appalachian Dim Sum.
Where our entertainment is our comfort food.
All right, and we're on episode 30. This is desserts for this month.
This is our desserts.
Yep.
We took a quick break after
an exhaustive,
massive
look
dive
at
into Midnight Mass. Excuse me.
Yep. And well, let's go ahead and talk about our desserts.
Desserts are always what we're looking forward to that's coming up. Most of the time, we try to kind of make it originally about trailers, seeking out trailers and watching those and sort of reacting to those, but YouTube doesn't like that, or at least doesn't like how we did that.
It. Yep.
I haven't figured out how 10 million other people do it, but
so it could be a trailer that we saw, or maybe something that we're thinking we're going to imminently get into. Like, hey, I'm planning on getting into this next month,
or even going to a show or a festival or whatever.
An event. Yep.
I haven't done too much of that in terms of the show, but
right.
I go to a lot of shows, but I go set up a booth and run my business there, so I don't really ever get to enjoy the show. So going to one show is pretty much the same as going to another show for me. But yeah, we looked around. I know I looked around for a while and was really trying to find some stuff that was upcoming that we haven't already covered. Yeah. I think we've gone pretty far into the future on things that we've covered before, and that kind of gets to where it's kind of getting slim pickings on things. But we still found a few things to talk about there.
And also some of the things I'm looking forward to are things we've talked about in the past, like Murderbot, for example. I'm planning on watching that, but we watched the trailer of Murderbot a few episodes past, so yeah. I'm not going to talk about it again. I haven't seen it. Maybe if I like it, I'll talk about it during an appetizer episode.
Bring it back. There's a lot of things that we've talked about on desserts that I haven't been able to track down, or they haven't come out yet. I will bring back to an appetizer when we get to it if it was good. If it wasn't worth talking about, we probably won't come back to that. There's too many things. I think we just said that we could have probably turned Midnight Mass into multiple episodes, because it is a lot to talk about and almost deserves some rewatching to even get back into it again. But we covered what we could cover in one really long one.
And you're watching it again with the with your thoughts added to it, as someone who's actually chewed the fat of the media quite a bit and had thought about it through multiple viewings and stuff like that. It will definitely, if I ever watch it again, will influence the next viewing. Yeah. It's more of if I'm going to make someone else watch it, that's the next time I watch it. Like, you've got to watch this with me.
That's kind of how my viewings of it happen. As the father of this household, I've learned by mistakes over the years that if we're going to watch something as a family, I've got to watch it first and just see where it goes. Because I think I was talking about that in our opening part of this session about we watching Only Murders in the Building, and it seemed like it had some promise, and it just goes off the rails into some stuff that I don't care to watch, and that would have been eliminated from the list of things we would have watched as a family, because we're just not doing that kind of stuff. But in doing that, I'll watch it if I like it. Sometimes if I have a question on it, it's like, I don't know if we should do this. If the kids want to watch this, I'll bring the wife in and we'll watch it, and then we'll come back and watch it with the kids. So that's 3 watches there. My multiple watches of Midnight Mass was literally like, dude, you haven't seen that? Come over here. We need to watch this. And I've done that multiple times, four times all the way through, and a 5th time in some pieces. So
I have recommended shows like Midnight Mass before, but like I'll recommend it with a caveat. Yeah. Like, hey, this is really good, but it dives into these themes, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I would probably recommend it to some people and just let them dive into that. And there's a lot of people that need to hear some of the parts the things that come out of that. And it's not, I would, like, I think I said that in our Midnight Mass episode. It's like, I would be careful about who I went to church with. I'd be like, hey, you should really try this show, because some people don't like
Well,
to watch things that are as intense as this show was. It was very violent, and some people don't want to get into some things that they would probably feel that are pretty blasphemous in it. I like the challenge of the thought of everything that happened in that show, and
and
that's
I'm the type of person who like most people. If you dress media up in something that they like,
yeah,
whether or not you're being critical of it or not,
yeah.
or you're trying to take it down or not, uh, they're going to be more interested in it. So, like, I guarantee there have been Christians and Catholics who've watched it just because it was called Midnight Mass.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I know what that
There's
is.
there's people like me too that haven't never really had any kind of formal education or training in biblical
Religion.
things
Yeah.
and religion. That for a show like that for me makes me dive deeper into that, and sometimes it's like I want to feel like I want to support or I want to back up this stance and I don't know how to back it up.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives me a reason to go do some research on it and find out whether or not I was thinking of something the right way or if I had a skewed view of it. And that's
Well,
what Midnight Mass points out is there's a lot of people that have a lot of skewed views of things involving religion.
that's what great media does. It challenges the individual and it speaks to the individual without being preachy, which is funny to say that about a show about a preacher.
I, I work on simple themes. I've got it right here on my shirt. These are the symbols of the gospel.
Hmm.
He came down, he was crucified, he was buried, he arose, he'll come again. That's what those symbols mean. I can preach that one. If you want to get into scripture and quotes, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not going to go around and memorize some quote and throw it out without understanding the context or exactly how to use it. And I can give you the basics. I don't think anything. I don't think nothing blew up and made us. If you do, bless your heart.
When it comes to Flanagan himself, I could, after I've seen the couple of things that I've seen of his, I definitely say I'm a fan of his.
Yeah,
I will absolutely watch The
I
Fall of the House of Usher.
haven't seen anything of his I didn't like.
Uh,
The talking about Gerald's Game. What's the Red Rum?
Doctor
Doctor
Sleep.
Sleep. Hush, excellent movie. Then these Netflix series, the Hill House, Midnight Mass, and the Fall of the House of Bly Manor or whatever that other one
Mm-hmm.
is. And there's a House of Usher on there too. I have not seen that one, but
The
he's
Life of Chuck is his latest one. It's a film.
he he hits on some things that I don't agree with, but life isn't about finding just people that agree with everything that I think.
I'll say if you find any one man who you agree 100% with, then you might need to reconsider your own stances on a couple of things.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not meant to agree 100% on everything.
I'm not seeking that out. I like his work and I like the way he does stuff.
Yeah.
And then if he litters it with a cosmic fart soliloquy, then that's fine. That's his right. He got paid to do it.
Well, even though I'm not including any Mike Flanagan media in this episode of Desserts, I am looking forward to watching more of his work.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
And rewatching some of his stuff is
I don't know. I
definitely.
kind of want to watch Doctor Sleep again.
I do too.
I saw it in the theater, and that's it.
What is it? She's the same lady that's in Dune, right?
Yeah.
Rebecca
Ferguson.
I know it wasn't Hall. I can't remember which one.
She's in one of the Mission Impossible films too.
Yeah. I like her.
Mm-hmm.
She's pretty. Good actress too.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's talk about our food dessert before we move on.
Yeah, we'll get us a little picture up
I'll get
here.
a little picture to show you what it is. I made double deviled eggs, and that was inspired by the fact that the angel was really like a demon or something. So the idea was make deviled eggs, but incorporate deviled ham. So I took deviled ham and the yolk and I mixed them together, and I put some for the like a more Eastern flair. I use like some chili oil, some chili pepper, some garlic.
Put a little sriracha on it.
We put a little sriracha on it.
I think I had a misconception about what deviled deviled ham
Mm-hmm.
was. I thought that was like a thing there were lots of manufacturers of, and I think you were kind of finding out that it was actually a brand name.
It seems like it because when I went to go get deviled ham, it was the same can that I remember like my mom having when I was a kid. Like,
That's what I was thinking as we
yeah.
had. I thought maybe I'm confusing things, but I was picturing it more in like a spam type container.
Mm-hmm.
It was a smaller thing than that. And
It's always
we,
been it's always been in a little round tin, but I remember as a kid it was wrapped in like paper, and that was the wrapping. Now it has just a label on the tin.
yeah,
But yeah, you would unwrap it and pop the tin, and it's always been that cat food texture.
I think
That's
between grandparents and great aunts and uncles and stuff, I've been around a lot of canned meats
yeah,
from some of the Depression era
right.
folks that still prepared that way. And probably we should do more of that, but we don't. But I think there were some probably other canned ham products that I've probably
Yeah,
confused
you
with
can.
deviled ham.
Yeah, they got a lot of like cubed ham
Yeah,
in
just
cans.
I'm sure it's all just run off of the factory floor of the of the pork place. And I always picture some blade coming along and just shuffling it and just like packing it into cans. I'm not opposed to eat it. If it's cooked, I'll eat it.
I thought it was pretty good. Like I did a taste test last night, and my thought was it's not great, but it's not bad. It was all right.
I like it. I think I told you I'm a deviled egg
Yeah.
consumer. So anything that kind of changes that up and gives me an alternative to try, I'm down for.
Well, apparently the term deviled when it comes to food is specifically referring to like the spices that's
Adding
put in it.
adding
Like you
spice.
you devil something by putting these particular spices in it, which is like mustard and cumin and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Maybe we can devil some other things if we figure out exactly like what those spices make.
some deviled donuts.
Donuts, spicy donuts. I don't know. Worth a shot.
Only one way to find out.
Worth a shot. Deviled donuts. Ugh. Maybe a bagel.
Again, as we're saying this, hopefully the mic's not picking up the fact that my stomach's like,
Stomach's growling. Well, speaking of consuming things, the first thing we're going to talk about, you're looking forward to Kaiju number 8. Is that
I've
how you
had
say it?
Kaiju number 8. And
Yeah.
I've had this recommended to me at multiple shows when I've talked with people at my booth about anime and what they're watching and stuff like this. And they're always like, "Have you seen Kaiju number 8?" I'm like, "No, I haven't. I didn't have a way to watch it. Now I do. Or can watch it through Crunchyroll." This started in April of 24,
Okay.
so it's not old. I was looking to see how many episodes there were, and they just finished the second season like last week, I think.
Okay.
Like it's, I think maybe 10 episode seasons. I'm not 100% certain on that. Basic, it's pretty not generic idea, but nothing. I think it's
Standard. I would
over.
say standard. It's like a standard anime idea.
Main character ingest a parasite, and it turns him into a kaiju. And this is in a world probably a little bit like Pacific Rim. It kind of seems like where kaiju are just a thing, and they have levels, like different levels of how big and how dangerous they are. So they rate them and stuff like that. Um,
I would think a world that was plagued with kaiju would like start building underground or something. They're
yeah,
still building tall buildings to get toppled over.
yeah, yeah. I guess that's the thing is how do you have time to build other things when you're
Yeah.
constantly getting destroyed?
Right.
But the this character, I don't even know the name of the character. I haven't dug that deep into it yet, but goes to work for like a anti kaiju organization, like a government agency. Even though he turns into one, so I'm assuming that's sort of like a thing he keeps secret. But he goes to work to help fight kaiju because of a promise he made to a childhood friend, and I'm assuming that means he probably had a friend who either got killed by a kaiju or his parents did or something happened. Because it sounds like the childhood friend is no longer in existence. So I'm guessing maybe it was a promise to a dying friend or something. Started as a web manga through how do you say that?
No idea.
Shonen Jump.
Yeah.
Um, Became instantly very popular. The manga has led to it's been a light novel, 2 spin-off manga series different from the main one, and a video game. So
Hmm.
you might have to look into that and see if the video game is worth exploring.
Well, there are a lot of games that come out in Japan that never
But yeah,
make
that's
the way
true.
with their way over here.
Very much sounds to me like a modern interpretation of Ultraman. Like I'm the guy on your
Yeah,
force that has this secret identity, and I turn into the thing to help you beat everybody. And then I love that about Ultraman, about the character that is Ultraman. Always disappears right before the monster shows up, or when the monster shows up, Ultraman shows up and fights, and then like they defeat the monster, the Ultraman flies away, and then the guy that is Ultraman always comes back, and they're like, "Oh dang, man, you just missed Ultraman." It's like again. So hopefully it won't maybe it won't be that corny, but um,
right,
I think
so
it's done by Mappa too. I think Mappa is the Chainsaw Man people,
okay,
and I
I
don't.
could see that in the trailer. I could definitely see if it's the same people, the influence, because that was one of the things I was thinking of when like one of the kaiju like exploded and it started raining. I was like, this kind of looks like Chainsaw Man.
It,
Okay.
I think it's Mappa is the. I don't know the inner workings of all this stuff. Mappa is the distribution company or the production company. I've heard some things about Kaiju number 8 about some people complaining about some early animation in it, that it was a little bit weak.
Mm.
And it might be that they still Mappa brings you the finished product, but maybe there's still different production studios that do some of the animation and stuff. So I don't know how all that works out. Um, but that's the only kind of complaint I've heard about it. I think it's a very popular series. Um, so definitely looking forward to checking that out. I'm down for anything with kaiju in it. We watched the trailer. They show a kind of generic looking sort of dinosaur monster that they're fighting. I think it looks like it delves into a pretty wide variety of style of creatures. I think there was something that was flying or kind of looked like a giant spider, maybe. I don't know,
It
but
could be that like that parasite unlocks your inner kaiju kind of thing. Like each person is different kaiju.
it could be. Yeah,
It kind of I don't from what I've seen of Attack on Titan. That was kind of what I was thinking is because there are people who become huge
yeah,
like Titans in that,
yeah,
except they're
yeah. That
monsters.
was the type of Titan that they were there was an individual ones that you could become like an armored one or the beast one or all those.
Mm,
So
you never go that far.
it wasn't wasn't depending on the person as much as it was as which type of Titan you became.
Okay.
There was a cart Titan that ran around and like on his it was like really fast and all that. But
But
yeah,
like one person could become different kinds of Titans, right?
no,
Okay.
no. Aaron became the one that you see in all the
Right.
imagery because he took on the attack Titan.
The one with the hair.
Yeah, yeah.
So it looks like Kaiju number 8, the game, actually released September 30th, 2025.
Oh,
2 days ago.
yeah.
It's
I
it
think it's kind of rare for me to be right on the tail of
yeah.
another series because I've most of the time I'm 3 or 4 years behind them,
Yeah.
but we're right on top of Dan to Dan, so we're hip old dudes.
Jeez. Well, the game looks to be a free to play game, so it's like probably a gotcha kind of game.
Oh,
It
okay.
has gotcha mechanics where you pay for the
Little
loot
upgrades and
boxes and stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, hope I mean it's getting mixed reviews, but I'll look more into it.
It's probably the next thing I'm gonna watch. I'm kind of cutting away from Hulu. There's really nothing else new that I want to do there. Um,
I got to get Crunchyroll at some point.
I think that's probably gonna be. We're gonna trim some fat off and then see what we can do with Crunchyroll. I think my son already has access to it, and if I can keep watching through his, then I'll just do that. And if not, we'll get it because I don't think it's very expensive, and it's not like Disney and all these other things that are going to be like, hey, it's $9.99, and next week, oh, it's $13.99.
Well, I tell you the premise of Kaiju number 8 is almost like an evergreen premise. Like
Oh
you,
yeah,
you just keep going.
yeah,
Like there's
yeah,
nothing stopping you from just make. Oh, here's a new Kaiju.
yeah. And it like we talked about that in Ultraman about how many things just spun off into it. It
Mm-hmm.
was just the concept was there, people loved it, so you can just make all these different things and something like that with Kaiju number 8. You could they've got spin-off mangas, so that means you could do spin-off series.
Yes.
It's I'm not expecting to be enlightened by it. I'm just expecting to be entertained by it. And sometimes I just like a good monster fight, and sometimes I like to see a mannequin fighting a kaiju with a chasing a golden ball. That's a Dan to Dan reference in case nobody knows what that was about.
I would definitely expect a different feel of anime from Kaiju number 8. It looks pretty serious.
Yeah.
Like they play it straight.
Yeah.
There was this. Let me look this name up. Blue Gender. Yeah. Have you ever seen Blue Gender?
No.
Okay, it's definitely. I think I would recommend that. It's takes place in the future. They don't turn into anything. They're just fighting big bugs. Big bugs came to Earth, killed everybody.
They named that series long before the world became what it did.
Yes,
or what
they
it
did.
is.
Yes, they did.
I'm gonna say right now, if you said you should watch a Blue Ginger, I'd be like, no, no, I don't want to see that.
Like this is like the kind of bugs they're fighting against.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But anyway, it's for some reason just the like the genre. That's kind of what it made me think of it. Like I think it seems like this kind of where it's fantastical, sure, but it's tactical and they take it seriously.
There's times when somebody that grew up in the 80s with G.I. Joe and He-Man that I want to sit down on TV and just see two toys smashed together.
Yeah.
And if that's all this series is, then awesome. That's what I'm there for. If it's better than that, then go into it with that expectation, and if it goes beyond that, then I'm pleased. To get going back to Netflix, they started to touch on some Pacific Rim animations.
Okay.
And we're so long between releasing things and release so little of it. It became one of those things that was just tedious to even like. You didn't want to watch it because you knew it wasn't going to get anywhere, and then you'd be like a year before you saw anything else. I enjoyed what the animation was doing, but just the way they handled it, I was just like, I just can't wait around 2 years for 6 more episodes of this and have any interest in it at all. But it seems like maybe this is something maybe in that realm of. I love Pacific Rim. It's robots fighting monsters and stuff is better than just monsters fighting each other. The more big things that you can have fight each other, the better.
I get that way with series in general. Like I'll kind of get into a series and kind of really enjoy the series at that time.
Yeah.
But then I'll go on to some other series, and then some new media from the series I was really into comes out, and I'm like, well, I'm kind of on this other thing.
Yeah.
Blade Runner Black Lotus is a great example. Like I love the Blade Runner series. I'm not necessarily like out of Blade Runner. I don't want to not see it, but I'm watching other stuff. I'm not. I'm not in a position right now to where I could watch Black Lotus. I'd like to, just not now.
Yeah. The attention deficit disorder that some of these streaming services seem to have, where they'll give you one thing and then they go devote all of their resources into something else, and then a year later they'll come back to, hey, let's do season 2 of that thing we did last year. And you're like, why didn't you just do all that together? Just put that out there and let us get through that and then do your next thing.
But back in the early 2000s, one of the things that really attracted me to anime is it seemed like at the time there were a few anime that just went on forever, like Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you got one season. Here's one season, you're done. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think that's a blessing. You know,
that's what I loved about Dororo, the one I just finished. It was a lot of, not a lot of story. It was enough story. It took you through it, got you to a conclusion, gave you a satisfying end. And I was like, no complaints about that at all. I'd rewatch that again too, because it was a good one.
I will take one series of something that has a definite satisfying end that they intended versus something that drones on for 7 or 8 years just because they were trying to get more content.
Yep.
And speaking about things that ending, let's talk about things that might not begin. The Black Knight.
Yeah, you sent me this in Discord, and I was like,
what?
I was like, wait, Genndy, what? Genndy Tartakovsky is doing a thing, and I wanted to look at it, but I just ran out of time before we got to where we were coming around to do this. And
of Samurai Jack and
Symbiotic Titan.
And Symbiotic Titan, yeah.
Yes. And
That's definitely a thought. It would be up your alley.
We watched it wasn't even really a trailer. It was an animation test.
That's pretty much what it was. It was like a proof of concept.
Yeah.
Do you remember back like in goodness like 2013 2014 when the Deadpool test footage leaked? There was
I don't think so.
Well, it didn't really leak. It was like Ryan Reynolds put it out there.
Okay.
And but still to this day he's like sheepish about it. I'm like, I don't know how it got leaked, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it was just like a digital / live action, but it was, you could tell it was all digital effects. Scene where he jumps down into the SUV and just like beats all the guys up.
Yeah.
And pretty much the idea was he put it out to drum up internet interest, to show the studio, hey, people want this.
All these people saw this and they're going nuts over it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the feeling I'm getting with this Black Knight. Is it's to put it out there to say, hey, if you want this, you kind of have to talk about it.
If you just showed me that and didn't say Genndy, I would be like, that looks to me more like an animation studio that did like like the Puss in Boots thing with the wolf, that last one, and even the Spider-Verse animation stuff. It kind of looked more like that. It didn't really look like Genndy.
Well, has he ever done computer animation before?
Yeah, that's what was kind of the point I was getting at, is he does this kind of older style, more visceral looking animation, kind of 2D stuff. That's a style of his that I love. I mean, he did it through Primal. It really didn't change. They definitely added up the artwork game and increased stuff over like the old Dexter's Laboratory, and Symbiotic Titan was actually done pretty well, I guess.
I like that real simple look of animation.
The old Clone Wars stuff that he did was really simple. He didn't really have that level of art that he had in Primal in those Clone Wars stuff. So saying that was attached to Genndy was surprising to me. But does it actually say what the plot is? It says a plot.
All I have is Black Knight is an original action-adventure epic that tells the story of a highly skilled and faithful knight who, after failing to protect his king, must transform himself into a Black Knight to save the kingdom.
Okay.
So it's like he failed, he goes out and trains, he comes back, and he's a hero.
Yeah.
It's fine with me.
Well, test animation was like him in like this giant knight suit and like this little ninja like jumping all around and fighting him and stuff. So
I felt like the movement, the feel of the movement was very similar to like his past 2D animation works.
The background, yeah, the way the things moved, it looked like it. It was just like it was a computer generated one, and it looks like background stuff. It kind of looks kind of Japanese, Asian, with the trees and the blossoms and stuff. So could be that little ninja that was jumping around is going to be like a sidekick character or something.
Maybe.
Interesting idea. Giant knight with like a little tiny ninja on his shoulder, because this giant thing that they were showing in the picture was like, 30 feet tall.
Yeah, it's
probably
huge. Yeah. I'm assuming. It's straight up assumption. I'm assuming it's he's not huge. Like the guy isn't huge. He's just in this.
It's a dude in there controlling stuff or something.
I hope it comes out. I would definitely watch whatever they put out of this.
I'm sold on anything Genndy does. I'll watch it.
So, like design wise, it kind of reminded me of Warhammer 40K, like the Space Hulks, and the Space Marines. And there's a couple of things, if you put in your media, I will at least like look toward it. You'll get my interest.
Oh yeah.
Sandworms, for some reason, Freud would probably have something to say about it. And large swords, again, Freud would probably have something to say about it. Like oversized swords, Final Fantasy VII, Berserk. I mean, just give me a knight with a gigantic sword, and I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely up my alley.
Little hints of like a mecha type thing going on there too, and again, you draw me into something that way. That's dangling keys at me. I'm like, I'll be bad at the keys.
And with I'll just call him Genndy. I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name.
Tartakovsky.
Tartakovsky. Okay, you got me to try it. So with this, you don't really know like time frame where he would set it, because a lot of his stuff is timeless. Like Samurai Jack was in the future, kind of, right?
Yeah,
Like there, and so there was some time travel in it.
yeah. But
So like,
he's like fighting like barbarians and stuff. It's like
yeah,
it's almost like it had no time limits on Samurai Jack, and
right. And
Primal kind of goes into
I mean,
early man
but still with
Egypt.
still it's early man, but also like pre-man too, you
Yeah,
know. So I would. One thing I'm really intrigued about is this suit that he's in. One, is it mechanical? Is he just a little dude in there pulling levers? But also, is it like gear mechanical?
have you done Demon Slayer or no?
No.
Okay. There's a part in a training series of that where there's a samurai robot
Okay.
that somebody has designed that they can use to fight against, and it's all ancient,
Okay, like gear based and
gears and all this stuff, and
yeah.
it's I love the design of that. The fact of somebody could engineer something like that in an older time period is a really cool idea.
I've always really been intrigued by the idea of like steampunk,
Oh yeah, yeah,
but I I not enough to ever get into like the community. And steampunk seems to be one of those aesthetics where it doesn't really work like as a setting in and of itself, but as a like an influence for settings.
yeah,
Like, you ever see Steam Boy?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
like that's unapologetically steampunk, but it's not like Wild Wild West steampunk. You know,
It's almost like
and
early 800s, like European Napoleon era
yeah,
fighting, but with steampunk and stuff in
yeah,
it.
it's
And
like maybe industrial punk is more like it. But
yeah,
like that's kind of I would love to see. I would love to see if inside this thing is like a steampunk machine with like gears and levers, and it'd be cool. I'm looking forward to it. I love the design.
yeah,
Love the design. So this was your next one was something that really surprised me when I saw it on Discord.
yeah. The
What?
really
They're
quick,
making another one?
really quick turnaround on it.
Did they
But
make them at the same time?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
All right.
think we may have mentioned that or talked about that when
I
we were going through the
I think we did. I just didn't.
that they were filmed it all together because they wanted oh my goodness, Spike. They didn't want Spike to age,
Right.
and that's kind of it looks like if you watch the trailer of this thing, there's two. It's coming out on January the 16th of first part of next year, so it's a pretty quick turnaround from the last one being. Last one was in theaters what, a month ago,
Couple months.
a couple months. It
Couple
wasn't
months.
long ago.
One long. Couple months though.
Um, Kind of looks like it does two things. It looks like it probably does backstory on Dr. Kelson, like it shows a lot of him. It looks like it shows him with pictures of his family and stuff still around. So like maybe early post everything breaking down and going bad. Maybe when he first went out into the wild by himself. Looks like it goes into that, and it goes into. I think we're right at the end of the movie. Spike encounters Jimmy and his gang of
Mm-hmm.
tracksuit bandits, whatever you want to call them. Um, Looks like the other part of the story is probably Spike's interaction with them, and it does unfortunately look like that group of people is just going to be Negan in tracksuits.
Yeah.
Um, but maybe they'll find some way to do something interesting with that. I'm not terribly enthralled with any more storylines along that. It's like here's a group of bad guys, but these are different than the other bad guys. I was like, no, they're not. You're just doing the same thing, but with the people involved, Alex Garland, Danny Boyle, all those people. Killian Murphy is actually, I think, involved in the production of this, and he's actually listed on the cast too. So he might actually show up in it as his old character or an older version of his character from 28 Days Later, which is interesting to me. And I just can't see how all of these people would sign on to something that's garbage. Uh, they they fell in some places on that first movie. Could have done better, but overall it was enjoyable. Um, I'm going into this again with hopes that it'll be good. Not going to expect it to be anything groundbreaking. Also, it looks like it still continues the story of Spike's dad, Jamie, Aaron Taylor Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
um, still looking for Spike. They show him out in the wilderness.
So it's
So
going to be like a sequel with flashbacks.
I think it's going to be a direct sequel to where the first movie left off,
Okay.
picking up with because Jamie Jamie left right at the end to go look for his son. Spike had that encounter with Jimmy and the gang, and um, it looks like they'll just probably fill in some of their. Maybe they don't have a lot of story to go with. I hope that's not the case, but they'll go back and give a little bit of background to Dr. Kelson, and that was
Ralph
Fiennes' character. And they show a part where I guess it's going to come back around. They show the gang at the temple in the trailer, so I guess it's going to come back around to those people coming back to where Dr. Kelson is, and who knows where that goes. Dr. Kelson will train all the alphas and make them all his pets or something. Who knows? I've already said what I thought they should have done with that movie, and that's not what they did. So, we'll see. Very, very tempered expectations on it. I've hung with the series for as long as I have. At this point, I'll go one more movie, and if I think I was saying that when we were doing 28 years later, that they do have a third film in this little mini series planned, but I don't think there's anything set in concrete on it, so it's probably dependent on how this does.
Okay.
So, and of course, the internet gatekeepers all want to tear this down before it even happens because Nia DaCosta is involved in it, and she was one of the Marvel things that was bad. She was the person they blamed that on.
Let's see.
Was that Miss Marvel or something?
Let's see, 28 Bone Temple. I don't know who you're talking about.
The person that's directing this movie.
Oh, the director
is Nia DaCosta. All the people on the internet that try to tell you what you should like and what you shouldn't like,
right?
Or are you telling you shouldn't like this because Nia DaCosta is involved? And I'm like, maybe they're right. We'll see. I'm gonna watch it or at least if
you make up your own mind, man.
If then there's a couple weekends of people coming out and being like, wow, that was.
Oh, she wrote The Marvels. Probably directed it too. Let's see.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that? Well, you don't really watch Marvel anymore.
Yeah. The existence of those little fill-in movies was kind of like, I'm gonna watch the Avengers stuff because I've seen enough of it.
Yeah.
No, I don't need any of the middle parts, and I don't need any spin-offs.
No, I'm at the point I don't need any more Avengers at this point. So.
Yeah, no, I don't care what Marvel does at this point.
I think I've said before, I kind of pick and choose. I'm like, hey, this looks interesting. I'm going to watch this. Like, for example, Thunderbolts. I haven't watched it yet, but I do plan on it. I'm not watching it intentionally.
Yeah.
I did plan on going to the theater, but one, it's very expensive to go to the theater anymore.
Yeah.
Especially if you're bringing a crew of people with you. And I used to have the Regal Cinema thing. I just go watch everything.
Yeah.
I've considered getting that back for this, but we'll see. If we need to do that at some point, I'll do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the disliking the film just because the director. At some point, the idea of like standing up against like anti-Disney and stuff like that, the people become what people think they are.
Yeah.
To not watch a film because I don't like this director because they directed this other film I don't like. That's if you've seen multiple films from a director and you're like, okay, I don't like what they do. That's one thing.
Going to be garbage.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like for Uwe Boll. You know who that is?
Yeah.
He made Blood Rain.
I thought that's what we just ate.
Yeah, Uwe Boll.
Uwe Boll.
He made the film. He did a bunch of film adaptations of video games. Blood Rain, House of the Dead, Postal. When you watch an Uwe Boll film, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
So if there's someone who like watches a couple of his films, like I don't like it, that okay, you know not to watch his next film.
Yeah.
But like Nia DaCosta, I haven't seen any of her films.
I don't stay in social media either, so I don't know if she's one of those people that antagonizes fans or if she doesn't do anything. I don't know. I don't care.
She made Crossing the Line, the newer Candyman, The Marvels. I think anybody who makes a film for Disney, whether it be Star Wars or Marvels, really you need to give them, the director or the writer, you need to give them
Give them a chance
a
to make
wide berth. You
give
need to
them a
give them
chance to
some
make
leeway.
something not directed by Disney
Right,
or limited by Disney board people and
yeah, because a director or
their
writer that's working for Disney is working on a leash.
yeah.
And if she got the chance to do something that gives her some creative freedom because she did Marvels, hey, I can't. It's a part of the game.
It's
But
kind of one of those things. I'll try this one, and if it is what everybody says it is, and she is what they say they are, then I'll know. And if it turns out to be good, then I'll be like, well, I'll just keep watching what I want to watch and not listen to people that want to gatekeep everything.
Like there's this video game that's coming out actually tomorrow called Ghost to Yatai. Not tomorrow when this video puts out, tomorrow when we're recording.
Yeah.
And when they first came out, like they didn't like the fact that it's a sequel to a video game, Ghost of Tsushima. And the Ghost of Tsushima has a male protagonist. Ghost of Yatai takes place like a couple of years later, has a female protagonist. So people were upset about that. But then they decided that the actress who portrayed that main character, they decided they didn't like that actress. They were like, oh, the actress is insufferable. Yeah. And so they started to say, well, that's the reason we're boycotting this game. It's like, no, you're boycotting the game because there's a female lead.
I thought I saw some social media stuff about somebody involved with that had come out and said some pretty...
I think she said something like, I'm things. Antifa and so is my girlfriend. I think that was what people were posting around. Which, okay.
Reason enough for me not to do it, but I don't play video games that much anyway, so me boycotting a video game is like, yeah, I'm boycotting something over in the northeast side of Russia because I totally would go over there and buy it if it wasn't for what they said.
The projects I've seen her in, I don't know her name, but I don't specifically recall seeing her anything I didn't like her in. The actress.
Oh yeah, the actress for the video game.
Yeah, and
I have trouble even saying actress for a video game, but yeah. I guess at this point they are like little movies.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're at the point now to where, and I do disagree with this. Where like they'll have the voice actor or voice actress, and they'll scan their face into the game. Yeah, and I'm very much like, you can make this character look like anybody you want. Why make them look like the person that's voicing them? Make them look like the character. But anyway, that's complete aside. My roundabout point was Alex Garland trusts his property to this director. Yeah. And I think that's plenty enough. And I guess Danny Boyle too. They're trusting her to make this film, so I think that's enough to at least, as an audience member.
My only hesitation there kind of ties back to our Gorillas, talking about the Gorillas a little bit earlier, is that they're both British guys, and there's a lot of social pressure to comply with things in Britain. They're in England, or whatever you want to call the island that's still over there. And the Gorillas kind of gave into it in 2020 to where it was like a British white guy making R&B and rap dance music. You have to have more black artists. So basically all of his albums that he released in those couple of years were just him recording other artists under his name. And that was him paying his penance to the little social media mob that was coming for everybody.
I think one of the issues with being concerned with that sort of thing is you end up in a situation to where you are afraid of everything.
Yeah.
Like if someone's concerned about censorship, let's say that. Okay, well you can't like, let's say for video games, then you can't play Xbox because they censor stuff. You can't play Nintendo because they censor stuff. Visa recently got in a situation where they put pressure on Steam, which is like the PC client for video games, to remove games with certain themes that they disagree with. They don't want their credit card to be associated with anything that has these certain themes in it. But you can use Visa on like adult websites and stuff. But whatever.
Yeah.
So okay, well now you can't play Steam. So if you love video games and you're against censorship, and you just like carte blanche say, if any censorship I'm against, then I'm never going to support anything with it. Yeah. You can't play video games. And when it comes to social agenda, let's put it that way, and either liberal or conservative, because especially if media tends toward more conservative with the flow of culture, you're going to get the same situation where they're going to start pandering to the conservative base. And okay, well, now you're getting social agenda from the conservatives in media. And yeah, the conservatives will like that, but like the progressives won't like that.
Yeah.
So you just kind of, it's got to be case by case basis, man. You can't just say, this person did Marvel, so I'm never going to watch anything they're going to do. Or
I just worry that those two directors, it kind of seems weird that you shoot the first half of a 2-part movie, have one person direct, you do your first part, and then you just turn it over to somebody else, and it almost feels like maybe that's
I think
somebody said that we had to do this, so we're doing it kind of thing, and who knows?
Never underestimate the incompetency of production companies.
Yeah,
look what they did with Star Wars. They said, let's make a Star Wars trilogy and not have a plan for how the story is going to play out,
and then change people halfway through it,
and let the guy who's making the second movie kill the main bad guy. I mean, it's just production companies, the guys who sign the checks, I don't think they're, I think they make demands and make decisions that
I almost want to go
ill-advised.
through and look sometime and see if there's anything Cillian Murphy's ever been in that was really bad. Doesn't seem like there is.
Involved in or been in?
Like been in as an actor. I don't really think there has.
Well, is he going to be in this as an actor?
He's listed as a cast member.
Okay. I thought when you were talking about it, I thought he was going to be like...
He's involved in the production of it as well.
Oh, okay.
But I think he shows up in the cast because oh my gosh, what is his name in the movie, in the first movie? He's listed as that same character in this Bone Temple one. So
really?
Oh my goodness. I can picture somebody screaming his name in the first movie, and I can't draw it out to
They're calling it 28 Years Later trilogy.
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy. Well, it's not on IMDb. Let's do 28 Days Later.
It was on Google.
Oh, okay.
But, whatever his name. Yeah. I got Jimmy stuck in my head.
I have no idea. I'm useless. Jim.
He's Jim.
Hey, Jimmy. Yeah.
But yeah, he's listed in the credits when I looked this thing up on Google. So apparently he's going to be in it too.
Let's go to Cillian Murphy's IMDb and see if it comes up that way. It's not showing it. Yeah. So Google might be wrong.
Google may have their weird little AI bot just sticking information together wherever it finds it. Who knows?
Yeah, he is a producer of 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. But he's not as a, what's he about, writer? Watchmen is a short. I have no idea. So
yeah. We'll see. We'll give one more in the series a whirl and see where it goes. It's not super long. It'll be right after the new year. Be one of the first movies probably released in 26. So
that's one thing that I do kind of suffer from is I'll call it the sunken cost fallacy, where I get to a point where I'm like, well, if I'm in for a penny, in for a pound. I've watched enough of it. Might as well keep watching.
Yeah.
And that's why, unlike you, I am clinging on to like the vestiges of Star Wars and Marvel. Like, well, I'll watch some of the stuff I like, or I think I might like.
I'd watch some of the stuff I liked if they did anything I like. Right. I haven't seen anything they've done that's been like anything that had any interest at all, kept my attention. Just like, this is so written so poorly.
I'll use The Mandalorian as an example. Okay. Loved the first season. I thought the first season of The Mandalorian was fantastic. It was classic Star Wars, I thought.
Yeah. I wouldn't even go as far as saying it was fantastic. It was just nice to see something that was like the old stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Which just means it was good. It wasn't fantastic. It was just nice to see something that was familiar.
For me personally, I would say it's fantastic. I think they had something special. Second season showed they didn't know what they were doing with it.
Yeah.
Then I watched Book of Boba Fett for some reason. That was terrible. And then the third season of Mandalorian, it's like, why did I even watch this? Now they have a movie coming out, Mandalorian Grogu. Do you think I'm going to watch that?
Yeah.
Probably. Because I've seen the rest of it. Might as well see how it goes.
Was it Book of Boba Fett that when I saw like a trailer for it, what are the guard pigs for Jabba the Hutt's called? Or they're called a thing?
Oh, I'm sure they are.
There was a thing in the trailer where you could see the bottom part of a dude's fat belly that didn't have green paint on it. It was like they rushed him out on there for a picture for a trailer, and they didn't have time to finish painting him green. And
Gamorreans. Gamorreans.
yeah, and it wasn't even like the Return of the Jedi green like they're supposed to be. It looked
Mm-hmm.
like it was like we went by Advanced Auto Parts and got some green paint and painted these guys green. And I'm like, it, you guys are a multi-billion-dollar company. If you can't do any better than this, then just no. I'm not wasting my. I'm not giving you $14 to help you recuperate all that money that you drain from people every year at your parks and everything else. Getting money from T-shirts at Walmart to toys sold everywhere. It's like you guys have the budget to do things right, and you're just not even trying. And
I just don't know what focus groups are going to get information about. Hey, do you like this stuff?
it's
It's
like
got to
they're
be like fans.
they're avoiding any people that are actual fans of the stuff,
That
and
could
then
be
like
it.
we don't want those people. We want to get a new group of people. So
Yeah.
here here's $20. Come in here, we'll give you a sandwich, and you watch this and tell us if you like it. And there's somebody just sitting there like, no, that's a good sandwich. Did you like the movie? Yeah, whatever.
My biggest like comment about Book of Boba Fett, I kind of the story. I'm not even gonna. That was horrible, but I felt like it was too clean. Everything was real clean. Like this character here, he's a big Wookiee, and he looks like an action figure. I
Yeah.
mean, he doesn't look like an actual
Somebody that's been living in the
character.
desert with
Yeah,
hair,
yeah. I
with
mean
long
that
hair.
that gun is spot. Of course, he might take care of your gun. That might short, but the rest of him, his hair is spotless. His pauldrons look like they're from He-Man. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you on the production quality of Book of Boba Fett. What were we
Let me
talking
refer
about?
let me refer you back
Burn
to,
Temple.
it would be 2 episodes ago in my rant about anime and why
Mm-hmm.
I watch anime. And
Yeah.
it's because of this is our other option. It's
Yeah.
uh, you're not going to starve me for so long before I go look for food somewhere else, and I will find food.
Yeah. All right. The next thing I'm looking forward to which is kind of thematically appropriate after watching Midnight Mass, just because it's the Carpenter's son, so it does go into religious themes. You saw this trailer?
I've heard of things. I'm
Heard
not
of
sure
it?
if I've seen the trailer or not.
Okay.
I've seen something about it being out there. There is another movie coming out on Christmas or right around Christmas called Zero AD,
Okay.
and I know of that. I'm planning on seeing that. I think
Zero AD.
that is about Herod trying to, knowing of a Messiah coming, hearing about a birth, and trying to find Jesus and kill him.
I haven't heard of this. That sounds cool.
I'm definitely seeing that. That's an Angel Studios thing.
Is that the
They've
one who did that show,
they
that
did
movie about the guy who went and talked to the demon in prison?
no,
Oh, okay.
no, that was nefarious. That was the people that did God's Not Dead. The Chosen is who Angel Studios is, and Angel Studios did
I don't think I've seen anything you've done.
they did the oh good gosh, the thing about the true story about the guy that was going out to try to rescue kids that were being trafficked.
Mm,
Um,
that controversial film.
yeah, Sound of Freedom.
Okay.
Sound,
Yeah.
yeah, but they make good stuff. They're a trusted studio. I know if I'm going to go spend my money there, I'm going to get a good story told to me, and it's going to be something that we can watch as a family and not have to worry about some other weird stuff. So
Well, the director is the same director of Sound of Freedom.
yeah,
He also made a movie called Bella, one called Little Boy, and one called Cabrini.
that's another one. It's supposed to be really good. I haven't seen it. It's about a nun.
Hmm.
True story of a probably, I don't know, industrial revolution era. I'm not sure if it was pre 1900s, post Civil War, somewhere in that time frame. Um, but yeah, that's supposed to have been a good one. I just haven't had a chance to see that yet. But I think saying all that I saw something about that or maybe heard something about it. I'm not sure that I've even seen the Carpenter's Son trailer.
Okay.
Is it a horror movie?
That's kind of what they're billing it as. I'm not sure if it. I'm not sure if it's actually going to be like a straight up horror film or if it's just it presents the themes in a more uh, terrifying way. I guess that's the way to say it. Let's see who the director is. He's also the writer.
So
Guy named Lofty Nathan.
they're not even calling him Jesus. They're just calling him the Carpenter.
We'll go back to what they're calling him.
Or is that maybe supposed to be Jesus' father?
I haven't seen anything the director has done, so I have zero information coming in. Yeah, they call him the Carpenter, so maybe is he not playing?
Is he playing Joseph?
Is he not playing Jesus? Is he playing Joseph? I'm gonna Google that. Nick Cage.
Seems like just not even being one to even credit them as those characters seems a little suspicious.
Yeah.
To me.
No, Nicolas Cage plays Joseph.
Yeah.
So I was even wrong about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's doing the father, and the one they're calling the boy, I guess, is going to be
Jesus.
Young Jesus.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. The boy, the mother, the stranger. Assuming the stranger is going to be like temptation. Hey, Lilith is named. Well, Lilith's mother, so it's not the Lilith from Jewish folklore. The teacher, the old friend, the shopkeeper. Interesting. But I'm expecting it to sit alongside of like the Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not the Passion of the Christ, the Last Temptation of Christ.
Yeah.
Because that was with Willem Dafoe, and it was kind of like, well, what if Jesus decided he didn't want to do this?
Yeah.
So it's something that I'm expecting it to directly challenge Scripture or what is believed about Scripture. More so than like Midnight Mass, because Midnight Mass is more about organized religion, I think, and and the effects that can have on people.
Yeah, I'm good with Midnight Mass. I'm not in on the on the William Dafoe movie or something like this. We'll see what that is, but I'm not thinking that's going to make it into my playlist.
Well, I'll watch it at some point. I won't go to the theater, but when it pops up on Hulu or Amazon or something, I'll definitely watch it. I'll let you know.
I'm sure I'll hear about it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Well, if that's all that it is just an attempt to get somebody to have some outrage over stuff, then I'm not going to help support that. But who knows? I don't know what the motivation behind a lot of people are and what they're doing, and I don't know anything about that, so I won't cast it into a category until it gets here. But
well, it's kind of like I was saying before, like with the Midnight Mass. I think there's a lot of times they'll make something and they'll wrap it. They'll have a story that they want to tell and they'll wrap it in something else.
Yeah.
So that could very
Midnight Mass. You come into it from a guy that's a pronounced atheist making a horror story about his feeling about organized religion. I'm good to consume that and process that. If this is going to take an established story that is the story of Jesus and try to be like, what if he had a machine gun or whatever premise he's going to do, I'm like, nah, I don't need that.
It looks like the premise is it takes place while they're hiding in Egypt.
Yeah. We'll see.
I'm sure.
What's the movie?
I'm sure when it comes out, people will be talking about it. So
there was a movie about the one of the Romans that was there when Jesus was crucified, and how he kind of pursues all of the sightings of Jesus and stuff. It was called Centurion or something like that. I don't know if that's the right name. I really like that movie. I don't think that was based on any real accounts of that guy, of a Roman soldier, but I like that in that it wasn't trying to change the facts of what happened or trying to be like, well, Jesus was something else. It was just that. Is that
it's called Risen?
Risen, yes. Mm-hmm. I like that kind of what if scenario storytelling. Kind of like what The Chosen is actually doing through its series, where it's really telling you the story of Jesus, but it's all filling in sort of the lives and the stories and the interactions between all of the apostles. And There's not a lot of people have some criticisms of that because that's not based on any scripture. There's a lot of it's,
Yeah, I've come across criticisms of it,
but I like the giving some personality to this character that you always hear about, and not really ever having a face or anything that you put to it. And it's one thing that show does is now when you mention somebody, that's what pops into your head is this guy that's portraying him in the show, and it's like
when I was younger,
I like that.
I enjoyed reading what's like the non-canonical books of the Bible.
Mm.
And there are some of them that speak about Jesus as a child, and that's always intrigued me. And I think that sounds intriguing about this is if it's not going to teach us anything, it's just going to, I guess, explore what that might be like. Well, what would it be like to be a divine child?
It really depends on what the motivation of this filmmaker is. If it is trying to fill in a spot of a story that doesn't
Yes.
really have any documentation to it, and is respectful of what actually happened, I'm fine. If it's like Jesus was a party animal until AD 32, and then it's like, nah, don't give me that kind of crap.
That you hit on the exact word I was thinking is respectful, and that we were talking earlier about remaking films and like when they remake video games and stuff. That if it's done with reverence and respect, it's good. That's gonna reflect in the media. But if it's done cynically and with
Nicolas Cage's Joseph is pretty hard to digest. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear that he got attacked by bees?
Mm.
Yeah, during making this film, Nicolas Cage got attacked by bees. So take that of what you will.
Be careful what you poke.
But I am open to and this might be people would say this is ill-advised. I am open to watching takes on religion and the story of Christ and stuff like that that isn't just 100% reverent.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I mentioned Life of Brian. Like that's one of my favorite films, and it is completely just making fun of the idea of the Jesus story. Yeah. And I mean, Jesus is even a character in it, but he's like in the background for the film. And I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people who would consider that to be a blasphemous film.
Yeah.
But I'll let you know when I see it. I'll let you know. I might not mention it again on here, but I mean, if I really enjoy it and I loved it and I thought it was a great film, I assume I'll just text you. Like, hey, I watched it. Nick Cage was good, but the rest was terrible.
Unless you get attacked by bees.
Unless I get attacked by bees.
If watching it invokes that, then don't send me a text.
I won't.
Send me a text that says don't watch them.
Don't watch it.
Watch out for the bees.
Bees. All right. This the next one you're interested in is Chainsaw Man.
I think we threw up a trailer for this thing at one point, and it was just a visual assault with no information. It was just like a little teaser trailer. I think it's been several months ago that we threw it into our appetizers or desserts or wherever it was. Mm-hmm. I think when we were actually still watching trailers before YouTube shut all that down. This is actually it's getting close. This is coming out on October the 24th.
Oh, okay.
It's already out in Japan, and in 2 weekends in Japan, it's made $5.5 million already. I think Japan is kind of stumbling.
Yeah, what do they usually do with films and stuff?
That's
is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's led the box office for 2 weeks there. So again, might not be there's any other choices like there are here.
Right.
There's not any choices here either. But it kind of comes back to that thing of, I think, at least anime production companies are starting to figure out that there's an audience of people that just really want good entertainment and nobody else is providing it for them. So they're starting to take some of the stuff that would just be on a streaming service and putting it out into theaters and doubling and tripling and quadrupling their money that they would make off of these anime shows, which is great. And the I'll throw that disclaimer into this too. We talk about like I showed some anime things during our 2 episodes ago, our appetizer portion of things to watch. Chainsaw Man is very violent, very over the top. I would say not for anybody under the age of 18. I'm sure teenagers watch it, but
I mean, It's very sexual too.
It should be R-rated.
Themes, has sexual themes.
Haven't seen any nudity in it, but everything else that you sit through watching it, you might as well, because it's got everything else. It's actually has a scene in the first series and in the book of Genndy going out drinking with a girl, making out with a girl that was drunk, and she threw up in his mouth.
Yep.
And that is one of the nastiest things I've ever seen. That all said, it is a very action oriented thing. It is. I do enjoy the series. I'm not sure maybe what that says about me, but
I mean, the series lives on the design of the main character,
and really I think that really does come down to you're mesmerized, I guess, maybe attracted to the artwork and the animation, because I grew up watching He-Man, where you had the same little cut of He-Man who would run into a scene and then like look like this and run off, that they used in every episode because they recycled the same scenes over and over and over. And to get something that's animated to this level is mind blowing to me still. But this is going to be launching their next season of it the same way the Demon Slayer just did, where they open with, and Dan, where they open with a movie to get you through the first several episodes, and then you'll pick it up with the series on streaming. And kudos to them for figuring this out as a way to expand their reach and make more money, because the more money they make, the more stuff that they'll make quicker. That's always been my complaint with anime, is how long it takes to get to another season of something.
Yeah, so you're talking about by the time the next season comes out, you're like, I'm doing other stuff, man.
And this this is same guy, Genndy, Makima the boss, Power, Himeno, the girl that he made out with. It's another one of the demon. I always want to say demon slayers. They're called something else in this. Anti-demon fighters. Forget what the name of the organization is, but Genndy is kind of in this group of girls, so he's in that sort of young thing where he's kind of got girls from all sides trying to get his attention and stuff. And this introduces another one. This is called would you say Reze? How would you say Reze? Reze?
Yeah.
This is the Reze arc. And this is another girl that comes in, and I've been seeing this at shows for a while. Reze is, I believe, what it's called in the manga series is Bomb Girl. If you've seen the cosplays or anything, it's like almost like a black like evening dress, and her head looks like a giant bomb.
Okay.
Almost like what's the thing called from Super Mario Kart and stuff? Is it Bob-omb?
A Bob-omb.
Yeah, it almost looks like that, but it's got like a tail. I've been seeing this at shows for a while. Didn't really know exactly. I figured it was Chainsaw Man. I didn't know the story. Yeah, she's got the dress is like adorned with bullets and stuff. Maybe.
Oh, it looks like dynamite.
Oh, okay, dynamite. Yeah. I gotcha.
You're seeing people dress up as that?
Yes, I've been seeing it for a while, so it's been in the manga, obviously, for a while.
Reze.
Public Safety Devil Hunters is what they're called.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know anything about it. There's the whole idea of this series is there is a gun devil, and I haven't read far enough into the story to know really where that goes with this gun devil. But the whole idea of the whole series so far is there was this huge terrorist event in the U.S. that killed a bunch of people with guns, like maybe a big terrorist attack, and then whatever that did, it unleashed something in Japan, and it killed like 60,000 people in a day. Like going household to household. It wasn't like a big explosion. Several of the demon hunters they weren't at home when something came to their home and killed everybody there. And that's the whole idea that's kind of the basis of this story, is that's the antagonist that's behind everything. And I think the Bomb Girl is probably tied to that somehow. And again, I don't know because I haven't read that into that story. It's another Mappa Studios thing. It looks very good. There's you understand the stuff from the animation with Chainsaw Man and how that all works. There's a shark fiend in this that I think is, the fiends are ones that have been possessed by demons. Mm-hmm. So they basically have a human body they've taken over, and I guess maybe killed the host, and now they're just using that body. There's a shark fiend that looks like a male body and it has like a little shark head, but when it activates, however that happens, it turns into like this giant shark thing. The animation stuff looks crazy, and it looks beautiful. Um, I love the series. Again, I'll end with stressing that this is an 18 plus show. It's not an entry level. If you're not an anime person, don't just come out of the blue and watch this, because you'll be like, "What is wrong with you people?" Because it's out there, but it's a kind of a mix between sort of like a John Wick level of action show with horror level violence in it, and I would not let any child in my house watch it. I enjoy it because I've I've seen things that are beyond levels of acceptability at this point, and I like shows like this. It's there really is some cool story twists in the first season of it. And that's as far as I've kind of gotten. The I think I said that before, that I read the book through the first season point, and then watched the show with my son, and I was kind of blown away at the twist that I knew was coming, but seeing him react to just seeing it happen on screen without knowing it was coming, I was like, dang it, I wish I hadn't read it, because it was pretty impressive to watch. Um, I think even in the stuff that's pretty hyper violent, you still get that just next level of storytelling Japan has that we've lost, and um, I'm excited for it. I'll definitely go see this in the theater, because after seeing Demon Slayer in the theater and seeing it in full screen, full sound, I was like, wow, that was impressive. And,
Well, I think that we've probably beat this to death. I think the thing is when you're watching anime, there was someone with an idea, and it's them being allowed to fulfill their idea.
yeah,
And here in the West, most of, I'm not gonna say all, most of what gets made is, we need to make a movie to fulfill a quota.
yeah, yeah,
That's why you have it. That's why you have problems when they don't do that. When it's something like everything everywhere all at once, we get those kind of films. We get something that's actually unique and interesting.
yeah,
So I mean, we can do it. It's just the motivation behind it.
yeah.
Yeah. You seem to follow. I've probably mentioned this before. You seem to follow studios, kind of like someone would follow directors.
Yeah, I mean, I at least pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So if I see something, it's like, well, because big part of anime is the entry credits and the closing credits,
Mm-hmm.
and you always see the name of the studio by watching that, um, and once you consume a couple different animes,
You start noticing.
you start to notice the styles, and I definitely have styles that I like and some that I'm not as crazy about. So,
And you've never seen Cyberpunk Edge Runners, have you?
hmm.
I could have swore I've asked you that before, and I thought you said no. I'm gonna get you to watch that at some point. That's a Studio Trigger
Okay,
with Kill la Kill.
I never watched Kill la Kill.
You never watched Kill la Kill?
No,
I could have swore you watched Kill la Kill.
no. I think we
I
had
think
it
your
on.
son watched Kill la Kill.
I think my son has seen it.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think because I think you told me he like it was like an anime club or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I for some reason I thought you had seen it because he had seen it. Okay. Well, this is a whole studio you're going to be new to then.
I'm still trying to catch up with Science Saru
Yeah.
from Dan to Dan, so
There's so
I may
much.
be delayed getting to any of that.
I mean, there's a lot. I've only seen like 3 things from Studio Trigger, and they did like the Star Wars Visions.
Yeah,
They did one from there.
I saw some stuff in that was cool, but that was the main things I liked from the Star Wars Visions were the ones you could tell were done by Japanese animation studios.
Right.
They were better.
I like those kind of anthologies. All right. All right.
Yes,
The
sir.
next movie is this was my scratching the bottom of the barrel film. I saw, hey, that looks interesting. I don't know a lot about it. That's funny.
I almost noted that one, and it was just because
Mads
Mads
Mikkelsen.
is it
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen
Mads
was in it.
Mikkelsen.
He's one of those guys that's like, he's just an intriguing looking dude.
Mhm.
And I've seen some stuff that I like. I've seen some stuff that he's in that I have not watched and don't care to watch. But I go back to, I think my introduction to him was Valhalla Rising, and that's just a really cool older Viking thing. But he's been in a few things too. I didn't really recognize him until pretty far into the series.
I knew of him before watching Hannibal, but made me respect what he's doing. I think the first thing I recognized him as like that. Hey, I know that actor was Rogue One.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that was the first film I felt. Though he was in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
That he was in Doctor Strange too. But yeah, I would say I'm a fan of his just because of Hannibal. He did a great job in that.
Yeah.
Let's see, you said Valhalla Rising.
Yes.
He was in, and before that he was in. Apparently he was in the Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, that whole James Bond thing.
Yeah.
Did you ever see any of those?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've gone through the whole James Bond stuff. It was.
I think I started Casino Royale at one point. It was like, meh, no thanks.
They were kind of like getting through the Mission Impossible movies. They were good. They weren't not that memorable for me. I'm a Sean Connery, James Bond dude. I didn't even like the Roger Moore stuff that came out when I was a kid because I'd already seen Sean Connery when my dad showing me some of the early James Bond movies and stuff.
See, for me, I was more Pierce Brosnan, James Bond. That was like
I could never make that leap either. So, I literally was like, if it's not a Sean Connery James Bond movie, I just can't take it.
Well, for me, James Bond is like almost slapstick because Pierce Brosnan's James Bond was way over the top.
Yeah,
it was kind of goofy. So when the Casino Royale came out, I was like, I don't know, it's a little too serious. But yeah, I'll watch it because then
the Dust Bunny thing is like the premise is like there's a
little girl. And she says that her family got eaten by monsters, like the monsters under her bed.
I don't remember in the trailer even seeing, did they even show a monster?
No. She asks her neighbor to help killing the monsters. And at one point, Mad, in the trailer, Mad says your parents weren't killed by monsters. So it might be one of those things where as the audience sees the world as the girl sees the world as the little girl sees it, but there's really like just bad people kind of thing.
There's did you see I Kill the Giants?
Yes. Similar.
I don't remember if I'd ever relayed that whole saga to you or not, but we found that in the graphic novel and picked it up because I can't remember if somebody recommended it to me or why, or maybe it was somebody involved with the artwork on it. I don't remember why we got it. I brought that thing to work when I was still a clerk at the railroad and was reading it in between taking breaks and stuff. Or maybe I was training somebody, I don't remember. But I had to put it down because like the book was emotional. I was like, I'm not going to break down reading a graphic novel at work. And because they did make a movie out of it, and that's kind of massively just didn't have the money behind it and really never got promoted. I thought they did a pretty good job with the movie. It didn't translate as well as the book, but that whole idea of that girl using that imagination to kind of cope with the tragedy of her mom dying.
Yeah, that's absolutely what I expect from this.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I guess it's either that or that girl's a serial killer,
or that. Another person that's in it is Sigourney Weaver.
Yes, that was the other thing that stuck out to me. It seemed like there's 2 or 3 things here that she's popped up in. So she's either been working for a while and it just gets all released at one time, or she's run out of money and had to come back to making some movies to pay for something. Or
that might be it. Pretty much anytime Sigourney Weaver's in anything, it makes me lament what Alien has become.
Yeah,
because I'm like, oh, we could have had a sequel with her and Hicks and Newt. Oh yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Womp womp. What's never meant to be.
Are too far gone at this point to probably correct. Well, or
yeah.
You ever have anybody come in and like buy a company like Disney and just be like, first thing I'm doing is I'm deleting these 6 things from our archives and we're just going to pretend they never happened.
Well, recently, going back to the video game world, EA was bought and it's going private.
Okay.
And it's by a Saudi firm, and it's what do you call it? Private equity firm.
Yeah.
There's 2 of them that's involved. One of them is like just owned by the Saudis, and the other one is owned by Jared Kushner, Trump's like son-in-law.
Son-in-law, yeah.
And a lot of people are saying because Saudis have like zero tolerance for like certain social types and proclivities.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying they're going to be like nixing a bunch of stuff.
Mhm.
So talk about someone buying something and saying, "Hey, we're going to fix it," instead of, "Hey, we're just going to make money off of it."
To me, that's how you fix Star Wars at this
That
point. Is somebody comes in, buys it, and like makes a big public thing, and like throwing them into like a burn barrel one at a time. It's like this should have never happened, and we're not keeping it, and we're going to start back over again and try to give you what you want. And
I was really there was a short period of time where I was really hoping before Star Wars Episode 3 came out that they would come out, because at that point they had said Star Wars Legends is a thing. All the expanded universes, Legends in Star Wars.
yeah,
It's not that it's not canon anymore. It's just that these are just stories that have been told in this world.
yeah,
And there was a part of me for like a month maybe that I hoped. I was like, well, maybe. And it was right after they said J.J. Abrams was going to do the third episode.
yeah,
That they would say, well, we're going to relegate episode uh, 8
yeah.
to legend status, and JJ just going to make it complete his own trilogy. For like a month, I hoped that. I was a fool. The director and writer of this is Brian Fuller. Are you familiar with Brian Fuller?
Not by just name. No.
Okay. He did Hannibal. He did the TV series.
Stuff.
He did American Gods. Yeah, he's been doing a lot of the Star Trek shows. The show Hero.
Okay.
And the show that
or the old Hero series.
The whole Hero series, the old one, 2006, 2009.
Yeah.
And there was a series 2003, 2004 called Dead Like Me.
Yeah.
You've seen that?
I haven't seen it. I know of it.
I love the series. He also did the Life After Me movie. It wasn't that great. But the premise is this girl gets killed and now she has to be a reaper and she collects souls.
Yeah.
He is a very whimsical directorial style.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to work for this. If this is going to be something like we're seeing the girl's imagination and stuff like that. Yeah. So if
you like to think too, again, that names like that don't sign on to something without doing a little bit of research to see what they're getting into.
Yeah.
And they're not just like have an agent that's like, yeah, just do this movie, and they go into it blindly at this point. They've been around long enough that
who's the guy that did the Darjeeling Limited?
Don't know.
No. Let's see. Paul Thomas Anderson? What does he do? No, that's not it. But it's just the ethereal, almost childlike style of his visual style is what I'm most excited about.
Yeah.
For this film.
Yeah, it definitely looks like there's some pretty interesting film.
Wes Anderson. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think the Brian Fuller is kind of a more grounded Wes Anderson to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the only other thing I want to talk about is Creed. Have you seen Creed?
Yeah.
You've seen Creed. Have you seen all of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They really are true to that sort of Rocky. I think I was saying that earlier, that they're really true to the Rocky stuff, because I think doesn't Sylvester Stallone produce?
Oh, probably
some of them. I know somebody else is involved with it too, but I think he's involved in writing, directing something with it.
It was Ryan Coogler. It was the first one anyway.
Yeah. But they stay really true to that same sort of spirit of them. The last one, the third one, is not the best, but they're not bad. They're all, I like sports stories. I like boxing stories. So
it says Sly Stallone is credited as a writer, but that could just be like, hey, Rocky's in this, you write his lines.
Yeah, or maybe just going back through sort of Frank Darabontting the script for him, just making sure that you want to do this so it kind of stays in the same kind of spirit of the first movies kind of thing. So, and it does. They both do a good job in them. I love the fact that I don't know what her name is at this point. I don't think she's still Rashad. She might be back to Felicia Ayers Allen, Miss Huxtable from the Cosby Show, is in those movies as his mom, and she's always just somebody that she has a special spot in my growing up. I grew up on the Cosby Show. She was the mom I was always watching on TV.
Mm-hmm.
She was your TV mom,
Mm-hmm.
and she's in these movies too.
Okay. Well, it looks like Sly was involved in the writing of Creed 2, but not Creed 3.
I think the second one is the one that gets uh, Dolph Lundgren involved.
Okay.
I can't swear to that because it's been a while since I've seen those. The third one brings in that guy that got into the Marvel stuff and the Loki stuff. I don't know what his name is. The guy that was like he was going to be like a big bad guy in the Marvel stuff, and then he got like arrested and all this trouble.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, he might be back. The Jonathan Majors.
yes,
Yeah.
he was in the third one, and it was kind of I wasn't as intrigued by that storyline and that, but it was okay. It was still.
Well, at this point, talking about in for a penny, in for a pound, I'm like, I've watched all the Rockies. I got to watch the Creeds.
No, you're not gonna watch the third one and be like, well, I wasted 2 hours of my life. It's
right.
They're not bad. It's just first two are solid watches there.
I think they're being removed from Hulu soon, so I just got to get through them soon.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you could do that in 2 nights.
That was a part of why I watched all the Rockies. I was like, oh, let's watch Rocky, and I was like, we're leaving in 2 weeks. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Hurry up.
Yeah, like I said, we did some digging to
pretty much what we're looking forward to.
Desserts, and we found some desserts down in the bottom of the barrel.
I don't know. I don't know about dessert. What desserts are going to be next month? Look forward to Christmas.
There's always anime stuff coming, and might have to look into some printed things, maybe some books or something.
I don't I go to Rotten Tomatoes trailers to see what trailers have come out because they pretty much have all the trailers. But I haven't found a good place to watch like what anime is coming out.
I haven't either.
Like the stuff that's announced.
So much anime comes and goes, and I don't even know of it because I just one, there's a ton of it, and two, because you're dealing with the same things. That some gets released on Netflix, some comes to Hulu, some goes. Crunchyroll has rights to stuff that ends up on multiple streaming services because they get those rights from the manga.
Okay.
And if basically it's like you can this stuff, we're helping get out into publication and into Shonen Jump and all those things, and that if you want to produce it, that's fine, but we get to show it on our platform too. You're not going to take this and exclusively put it on Netflix or so anything that they help kind of produce from the manga stuff. They retain rights for, which is kind of cool because there's a lot of stuff that I think you would only be able to access on Netflix or Hulu or something if it wasn't for Crunchyroll, and you'd be forced into giving your money to one of those evil organizations.
Well, like I said before, if you draw a line in the sand and say, well, if a company does this, I'm not gonna support them in any way, or a person does this, or a director or a writer. Crunchyroll is one of those. It's like Sony bought Funimation years ago.
Yeah.
Then they bought Crunchyroll, and then they shut down Funimation. Yeah. And like I was a Funimation subscriber.
Yeah, they wiped out your catalog.
Yeah, I had a digital catalog. I still had the physical discs, which I'm happy about because that's how you got the digital stuff. Is you had a code.
Yeah.
But like Crunchyroll doesn't have a digital library. If you want to access the anime, you subscribe. That's how they do it.
Yeah.
And not only that, but they are, aside from like Netflix and Amazon supporting anime at this point, Crunchyroll is the only anime streaming service if you're going to do it legally.
Yeah.
And that kind of monopolization over it, I have a problem with. I don't think it should be like that. It'd be like if Netflix was the if Netflix was the only streaming service.
If I could pay $15 a month to Netflix and get access to everything they have and Hulu has and all that stuff, then you might be able to twist my arm into that. But
does Crunchyroll rotate anything? Like Netflix and Amazon and Hulu?
I assume so. I don't know. I haven't had access to it long enough to know. they have multiple things on there that I want to watch. They have Kaiju number 8. They have Solo Leveling, which is the next one that I'm probably gonna look into, but I'm not going to do multiple anime series at a time.
That's probably
And
smart.
they have the second series of Vinland Saga on there. And they have the first one, but I've already seen the first one. The second one has been tied up on Netflix. Netflix helped release it or produce it or something. So, but I think because it was a manga property, I think Crunchyroll still has it. So it's kind of almost like they're keeping Netflix and Hulu from monopolizing a lot of material. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Um,
I have no. I have my comments about Crunchyroll, but I don't have any ethical qualms or anything like that with
yeah,
subscribing. It says that Crunchyroll has a free ad-supported tier, which, from my experience, since I'm no longer going on Funimation, it seems like their ad-supported tier is like you get to watch the first 2 episodes of the season, and then you can't watch any more or something like
I
that.
don't think it performs as well too. I've tried doing that, and there's a lot of circling.
Okay,
And I
well,
don't
I could
know.
see that they don't want to offer the bandwidth to the people that aren't paying them.
It might be that the ad stuff bogs it down because a lot of times that's what jams up our stuff on Hulu or YouTube or whatever. Is like your screen goes blank. I'm like, what's happening? And it's like it's trying to load some stupid ad, and it glitches, and you're like, yeah, I got to exit back out and restart my daggone TV
Mm.
because the ad screwed it up. But yeah,
The they do offer a refresh on the ad supported part. Yeah, that rotates content. So I don't know. At some point, what I'll do is I'll have to wait until I cancel something else
yeah,
because I'm at the point where I'm paying like 4 or 5 different streaming
yeah.
services.
We're
I'm not adding anymore.
we're
Cancel one.
we're cutting a bunch out
Yeah,
because it's just there's not getting anything out of all of them. It's not.
yeah. I did cancel my Xbox Game Pass subscription.
Yeah.
I bought a few years of it a few years ago, and it was ending this month, at the end of this month, and they just announced it was raising from 15 to 30. And I was like, nope, cancel.
You could seriously entertain yourself all that you needed to with Tubi.
Yeah,
There's a ton of
yeah,
content
Tubi's
on
great.
there. You just need to go in and set yourself up an account because the way Tubi throws stuff at you if you're not signed up is you'll have classic Tom and Jerry cartoon, and right next to that will be like lesbian vampires from space, and then it'll be like Scooby Doo mysteries, and I'm like, can
Who's
we
your
not
audience here?
can we not clean that organization up? But yeah,
You,
you can go through an age. Once you make an account, you can age restrict all your stuff and get all that nonsense content that they have out of your way and just enjoy. They have a lot of good movies on there. A lot of stuff rotates through. Sometimes it's only there for a month, so you watch it, and they're not bad on ads. They're 2, maybe 3 commercial breaks.
I feel like Pluto TV is one of them.
Pluto's awful.
You don't have Pluto?
With their commercials, it's like every 7 minutes there's a
Yeah,
commercial, and it's the same
yeah,
2 commercials. And after a while, you're like, I just don't want to watch the end of this movie bad enough to have to see that commercial
yeah,
again.
yeah.
But
Yeah, there. I do feel like like I know Netflix has a paid tier now that the paid tier has ads on it.
yeah,
That frustrates me quite a bit, but
yeah.
not enough to pay for the higher tier.
I've said it before. I'm not going to get into too much details. I don't want to sick anybody on the dude. We encounter from time to time a dude that sells um, bootleg copies of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the next time that I think I'm going to be at maybe a show that he might be at, I'm going with a list. And I might give him my credit card number and my address and be like, if you can get a copy of this, just send it to me. Because I'm done with these streaming services that are always trying to slip stuff in on me that I just
Well, the streaming
I,
sources, like, and even like YouTube, the idea is let's see how much we can push on you until you act.
yeah,
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 they want to find your breaking point.
yeah. They've got mine on most of that content. I'd rather just not watch TV than just watch something that's billed to me as a hey, here's a Steve Martin comedy, and be no, this is another social messaging thing, and nah, no more, enough, past my limit.
I'm probably still gonna watch it. I like those 2 guys good enough. I'll probably still give it a go.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It just if you're gonna sell me a comedy, try making me laugh.
Try to
That
make
seems
me
like a
laugh.
pretty simple ask.
You would think. You would think.
Maybe
All right.
my comedy is just not sophisticated enough. That's really how that show felt. It was like, well, you're not laughing because you just don't understand. It's like, no, you guys are dumbasses, and it's not very well written. But pardon my
Well,
French.
they were entertaining themselves. That's kind of what we're doing here. So,
Yeah.
um, anything else you're looking forward to?
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
we're gonna hit the road for some shows. I'm gonna not have a lot of time to do a lot of watching here coming up before long anyway. So if
Yeah.
I can tackle Kaiju number 8, I'll be impressed that I had that much free time.
Mm.
So
All right. Well, our next episode is going to be our coffee service, and we're going to talk about our favorite vampires in the film. Pretty much, that's what we decided to go with.
yeah.
Because Midnight Mass was about kind of a vampire. Well, thanks, Joel. We'll see you next episode.
Later.
Bye.